Elster Creek is quite an interesting place. Not only are there lots of people living there, but there's also lots of animals. Unfortunately though, a lot of that goes unnoticed. So this is going to be a snapshot of some of the things that you might encounter if you were to explore the Elster Creek area. This is a great egret. There's one individual that often comes in the cooler months, in the non-breeding season, and hunts fish in the canal. And here it is, it spotted something. It's a common Galaxius, quite a common fish in the canal. And some mudlarks, often associated with water as well. Here's the egret again. You can see that unfortunately there's a lot of litter around, but it's also quite a rich hunting ground for these water birds. And sometimes also in the non-breeding season, in the cooler months, we also get a royal spoonbill that stops by. You can see it uses quite a different feeding technique to the egret. Up there is another water bird that few people have seen locally. It's a Nankin night heron. They're quite cryptic during the day. They hide up in these dense leafy trees, but at night they come down to the creek to catch fish. And a pink robin. This is a female, and it's come down off the slopes of the Great Dividing Range to ride out the winter on the coastal plain. A flock of wood ducks grazing on an oval, and in the background a willy wagtail snatches insects that are flushed out by the ducks. Here's a magpie on the same oval listening out for worms, and a red-rumped parrot or grass parrot picking up seeds. This is a crimson Rosella, which has just come down to somebody's little garden pond for a drink. Early in the breeding season, these wood ducks are out looking for tree hollows, but this nest box was designed for Rosellas, so it's a bit too small for them. And every autumn and winter, a southern boobook owl comes back to the exact same perch above the Elwood Primary School compost bin to catch mice. Brushtail and ringtail possums can often be seen using power lines to cross from tree to tree without coming down to the ground where it can be dangerous. This one has slipped around to the wrong side and is struggling to get back. And here's a rabbit on the Elwood foreshore, going back into the scrub, and a rakali, a bit like Australia's version of an otter. They hunt fish and crustaceans and things underwater. They've got webbed feet and very dense fur. And a grey-headed flying fox, probably belonging to the colony of 40,000 or so that live at Yarra Bend Park. They all disperse out at night to feed on fruit, and here it is spreading some seeds. And a slater-eating spider that's just finished sucking the juices out of that slater in the background. False garden mantis. It's just snatched an ant. And here's a hoverfly pollinating a thistle flower. And here are a couple of native bees. There's a blue-banded bee on the left, that really big one. You'll mostly see these during the warmer months. And a big colony of feral honeybees that have taken up residence in a nesting box. And these are springtails floating on a puddle. They're very small, about the size of a grain of sand. And monomorium ants moving very slowly in the cold winter. And here's a cuckoo wasp. It lays its eggs in nests of other wasps. And here it is looking at a flower wasp's hole. The flower wasp looks a little bit concerned. A metallic shield bug sheltering under some bark with some common spotted ladybirds. It's now dusk, and the swallows have left the sky, but they've been replaced by this. It's a Gould's wattled bat. Would have been roosting during the day in an old hollow tree. They can catch tiny little insects even in the dark.